So in this video today, I'm going to tell you exactly what your poop can tell you about your health. What does it mean when your poop changes color? How often you should poop? And when you should worry about your stool color. Guys, let's literally talk about poop. Howdy y'all, Dr. Samir here, aka your poop guru! Trying to give you the best tips and tricks to help out with your health. If you haven't already, for goodness sake, smash that like button. Like, share, and subscribe. And if you want great tips every week to help out with your health, don't forget to subscribe to a weekly newsletter. I'll put a link right here where you can get great tips and tricks just for your health. So different things about your poop can really tell you what is going on in your health. I like to think your stool as the check engine light for what is going on in your body. Your stool changes, maybe it's a different color, maybe even a different smell. It could be a sign of something else going on. And so it shocks me, when people don't look at their poo or they don't realize that they're having a new change in their bowel habits. That's one of the first things that your body may give you as a sign that something could be going on. So one of the more common things that can allow us to determine what is going on is a color change in your stool. Yes, stool colors actually can mean that something is going on. So having green stool is a very common question that I get. I have a video dedicated just to green stools right here. But what this could mean, a couple different things. Number one, your stools may be moving very, very rapidly. And as a result, bile, which is in your stool, doesn't have time to completely break down, which can cause your stool to be very, very green. Number two, if you're eating green vegetables, that's another reason why your stools could be green. Or if you have something with a green dye in it, that could be another reason why your stools turn green. But typically, it's not a very concerning thing for us as a GI doctor to worry about green stools. Hey, if you're getting great value from this video, I'd appreciate if you smash that like button and comment down below. What about light colored or clay colored stools? Well, if you Google this, you're probably gonna see something about pancreatic cancer. Yes, very, very scary. But I wanna tell you, the vast majority of people who have clay stools, especially if it's on a routine basis without other symptoms like weight loss, early satiety, getting full quickly, typically do not have pancreatic cancer, so don't stress out about that. Sometimes a lack of bile due to an obstruction or blockage can cause clay-colored stools. Sometimes other medications like kaopeptide or other anti-diarrhea medications can cause your stools to become clay-colored. However, if you have the weight loss, if you have consistent clay-colored stools, if you're just not feeling very, very good, yes, definitely get that checked out. What about yellow, foul-tasting stools? Very, very bad. This is typically due to excess fat in your stool, and there's a lot of conditions which can cause this. Chronic pancreatitis, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, irritable bowel syndrome can also cause oily stools, or a disease that causes malabsorption like celiac disease that can also cause oily, foul-smelling stools. Black stools. Now this is something you have to worry about and something that's not normal. So black stools, especially if it's tarry, typically means you're bleeding from somewhere in the upper GI tract, the stomach or the small intestine. Now it turns black because as the blood goes down the GI tract, it gets degraded and eventually turns into black, and it comes out as a very tarry, foul-smelling stool. This is something to not joke around about. If you have black stools, if it's tarry, it could mean you are bleeding from an ulcer. This needs to be investigated ASAP. Don't wait on this. However, if you take iron, Pepto-Bismol, bismuth, this is another reason why you're having black stools. So if you're taking those medications, don't freak out, okay? And then lastly, bright blood per rectum, rectal bleeding, bloody stools. So this can be due to a lot of different conditions. Anal fissure, which is a tear in the rectum, will cause bleeding. Typically, you'll have a lot of rectal pain as well. You can have a hemorrhoid. Typically, there'll be a brisk, bright bleeding that comes from your bottom. Sometimes it could be a disease like ulcerative colitis, in which you have inflammation in your colon. And that inflammation can cause bleeding to occur. You can have a large polyp that can cause bleeding. You can have an ulcer that causes bleeding. And the worst case scenario can be also a cancer growing inside your colon. Because of the variety of symptoms that are there, I never ignore rectal bleeding. I don't want you to ignore them either. Anybody who has rectal bleeding, we need to find out exactly what's going on. Whether it's taking a look with the camera, whether it's getting imaging, whether it's a good physical exam, this is something to never, ever, ever ignore. The biggest things I always regret when I see patients with rectal bleeding is that they've had it for quite some time. We end up doing colonoscopy, we end up finding colon cancer. They always tell me, I just assumed, or someone told me it was a hemorrhoid bleeding that I had a long time ago. I ignored it, and here's what we have right now. Don't let that be you. If you have rectal bleeding, make sure you get that investigated. What about how often should you poop? Very common question. So many people are obsessed with timing. Did I go every single day? Do I need to go every day? Is it normal to go every day or to not go every day? Guess what? Don't worry about timing. I don't want you to worry about that. If you normally go maybe 3 or 4 times a week, you're still in the medical range of normal. So don't worry about timing. Don't be obsessed with going every single day. Don't be obsessed about going every couple of days. That's not a big deal. The most important thing is that you are consistent with your routine. Meaning, if you go to the restroom once every 3 or 4 days for your whole entire life, and that all of a sudden changes to where you're going every single day now, you may be excited that you're going every day, but it's different from your routine, and that difference could be a sign of something else going on there. So don't be obsessed about using the restroom every single day. I know so many patients who come to see me for this. It is perfectly fine as long as you're comfortable going to the restroom as often if you need to. That is all you have to worry about. Now, if you're not comfortable with that, if it hurts, if it causes pain, that's when you need to come see somebody like me. Yes, you're a poop guru. So when do you actually have to worry about your stool? Here are some tips I recommend. Number 1, red and black. Red and black, red and black, red and black. That is never normal unless you have an obvious explanation like you're taking iron pills or Pepto-Bismol. That should never be ignored. Anytime you have black stools, anytime you have red stools, no matter how young you are, no matter how old you are, this needs to be investigated. Number 2, a new change in consistency, shape, or size after the age of 45 years old. That is one of the cardinal symptoms of colon cancer. So whenever you have cancer inside your colon, that causes a blockage to occur. And that blockage will change how frequent you use the restroom, how often you use the restroom, the size of your stool, and the shape of your stool. In fact, it may become what's called pencil thin stools. This needs to be investigated, and we need to find out exactly what's going on. Number 3, severe abdominal pain, especially if it's new. So if you have abdominal pain, some cramping, that may be normal, but if you have severe pain or the cramping is not going away, and you have that with a change in your bowel habits, that should not be ignored. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You need to make sure you get that investigated. But these are my thoughts on how your stool can be a sign of what's going on in your body. My question today for you, what questions do you guys have about your poop, your stool, what is going on inside your body? Comment down below. I love to hear what you guys have to say. I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget to smash that like button. Like, share, and subscribe. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to a weekly newsletter. I'll put a link right here where you can get great tips and tricks just like this one. Guys, thank you for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. Peace. See you later. And if you want to learn more about why your stool is green, don't forget to click this video right here.